everyone. Welcome to today's Facebook Live. For those of you who I don't know, I am Anjali Varma. I am a business coach, host the Mompreneur Tribe Facebook group, which provides resources for really any female entrepreneur. I host monthly masterminds and a whole other host of fun stuff that you can find at anjalivarma.com. Subscribe to my newsletter, lots of tidbits that I send to your inbox every Tuesday. I go live once a week and to provide some sort of resource for female entrepreneurs. And I'm excited about this week's topic. I'm going to zoom in my guest here. Okay, so welcome, Brooke. Brooke, I always want to call you Brooke Washburn. Brooke Washburn-Hausch.
Thank you.
Full disclosure, Brooke and I went to high school together, which is crazy. Like, I won't date us too much, but a while ago, right, Brooke? And who would have known when we were on gymnastics together that, like, now we would be doing this Facebook Live in a whole other universe.
Yeah.
Yes. So Brooke and I are excited to come to you today to talk a little bit more about healthy living tips for mom entrepreneurs. So as a lot of you know, we are time starved, we're stressed, we're pulled in a million directions. And so a lot of times our own personal health and our well-being are what take a back seat. But Brooke is going to talk to us today about why it is so important and ways that you can integrate healthy living into your everyday life so that it doesn't fall kind of the wayside. So Brooke, tell us a little bit about it yourself and you know, what you do working with clients.
Yeah. Well, so I was a personal trainer for a number of years before I had my 5 children. And something that was very...
Yes, 5. She said 5. Under the age of what?
10.
Yes. It's crazy.
All the way to 3 with twins.
Oh my goodness.
In the mix. So when I was a personal trainer before BK, before kids, I was only a personal trainer, and I found it a little bit frustrating that that was the only thing I was able to focus on. And there are so many other things that are important when it comes to our overall health. And at the time, I wasn't quite as holistic as I am now, but it was always there was a block in terms of how much progress I could make with my clients, because there are so many other things that affect our overall health. So then fast forward now, all these years, and when I decided I could now start getting going with something that I'm passionate about, and that I studied in college, in undergrad and graduate school. I mean, it's something I've been doing for a really long time. I thought I have to incorporate all these different things because they all matter. So I launched Clean Living by Brooke Hausch, and I specifically offer personal training, both live here in Norfolk, Virginia, or virtually where I work with you from afar. And this also goes along with nutrition. So nutrition counseling, customized meal plans for you and your family. And all of this is based on your personal goals.
And the meal planning you can do from afar or local as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes. So Brooke and I I've been coaching her for the last couple of months. She was like one of my first clients, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Can you maybe share with everyone very quickly just what it's like to kind of work as a coaching client?
Absolutely. Because I'd been in the mom world for so long, just being home with my kids, and not that that's a just, but I mean, I had not taken on anything professionally. I just couldn't quite go there yet. And then when I was excited to go there, I was just kind of a lot of the business stuff, I don't have any knowledge in. I didn't go to business school or major in anything business related. So I really needed some guidance and I think validation. It's kind of like why people need a personal trainer. Even somebody who hands them what I think is like a simple workout, people need that. So it's the same thing with business coaching, where I really needed someone to hold my hand and get it off the ground. And it's still a work in progress, but I got my website designed through it, and it's been great.
Yeah, it's been fun too, because as I said, we go way back.
We have to so we're going to talk, right? I said we have to always keep ourselves on topic, and you're really good at that.
Exactly. So today we're going to be talking about the healthy living tips, and Brooke really believes in a holistic approach to your health and or your lifestyle. So Brooke, can you tell us a little bit about what you mean by a holistic approach?
Yes. So a holistic approach is an approach to your entire life. So everything that encompasses your life. So instead of focusing on like something specific like exercise, you focus on, it's actually like an ancient approach, but it considers the whole person. So it emphasizes the mind, the body, the spirit connection, just making sure that people understand that those all are important in terms of your overall health.
Okay, great. So we're going to do, we're only going to scratch the surface today because it's a short amount of time, but Brooke is going to give us some tips and kind of different aspects of our life. So it's not just about working out or just about diet. She's going to give you a tip or two in each of the important aspects. Mm-hmm. And then we are hoping maybe to do like a deep dive at a later date in a different kind of forum. So stay tuned for that. And I just want to remind everyone who is tuning in live to type your questions and or your comments, and we will pause in our conversation to take those. And if you're watching the replay, feel free to comment below, even in the replay, and Brooke and I will be checking throughout the week and responding to your comments then as well. Mm-hmm. So Brooke, let's dive in. What is your first tip to kind of healthy living or keep helping mompreneurs stay on track?
Okay, well, first of all, I just wanted to make sure that I say this, that if you want to take care of your business and you want to take care of your family and all those other things, you have to take care of yourself. And I'm sure some of you out there, and I have experienced a time where you haven't been taking care of yourself and your business or your family. Somehow that's affected. And of course, that's going to happen from time to time. But if you can try your best to really focus on all these different aspects, I think you'll really see some results. So the first one I wanted to talk about is nutrition. And I put that at the top of my list because as a rule of thumb, weight loss, specifically weight loss, which I know there's a lot of people out there who contact me and talk about they just want to lose weight. And really, weight loss affects your mood and your sleep and all these other things. So it's not just about a cosmetic thing being weight loss. I mean, that is linked to so many other things. But weight loss is generally 75 or more, I've read, percent diet and diet and 25% exercise.
Wow.
So if you are going to slack somewhere, don't slack on nutrition.
Okay.
You can work out, but if you're not eating the right things, you're going to see some problems. So it's kind of like your car. You know, people tend to put premium gas in their nice car, but they don't put premium gas in their own bodies, right?
Yeah.
So 2 tips that I wanted to point out. One would be menu planning. And that's something that I try to help people with, because you have to menu plan just like you plan everything else in your life. When you prepare for a meeting, you sit down and you do whatever, you outline, you practice in front of a mirror if you're doing a speech. Well, it's the same thing. So some of the tips that I use are using an actual calendar, displaying the calendar on the wall. I don't know about you, but my kids come home and they say, what's for dinner? What's for dinner? And I'm like, here's the calendar. So like, here's a little calendar you can get from like the dollar bin at Target.
Yeah.
And you write down your dinners. You know, some people plan for a whole month, but you plan it based on your given week. So right now we're in the throes of Peter Pan rehearsals with my 8-year-old daughter. So our nights are different than they normally are. Mm-hmm. And so my menu's different because of that. Incorporate your children into the planning process. So don't just throw something at them that you know they're going to frown on. Like really consider their eating habits, but try to expose them to other things. And then try to keep all of your recipes in one place. So if you like hard copies of things, print them out and put them in a binder. Bookmark somewhere on your computer recipes that you love and make a folder out of it. So my point is really taking this seriously. And then
the idea is that then you're not throwing a frozen pizza at the
or going to a drive-through. And if you want to go to a drive-through, I advise people on what to get at drive-throughs because that happens sometimes, right? But yes, you're trying to be prepared and armed and organized.
Yes. Okay.
I know you're a fan of this, but doing online grocery ordering. So make your menu and then get on Amazon Prime now, which is my obsession, and your stuff comes to you. There's no excuse, right?
Yeah. But it does force you, and the online grocery ordering is a great thing because it forces you to plan a little bit too, right? Because I used to just go to the grocery store and like
Yes.
throw things in the cart, and then also you're tempted by all the bad stuff. And like now the online grocery ordering is like an hour process for me to like figure out what I'm going to make for the week and then order as a result.
Yes. And you also stay on budget better. I just went to the store this week. I don't know why I did it, but I definitely got more things than I normally would. So you have to do what works for you.
Yes.
And you do want to consider, like, if you are somebody who's a eat on the run, then you need to have really good protein bar options. They're not all good. So
yeah, that's so funny. You just read my mind. I was going to ask you, what is your on the go recommendations for like busy mompreneurs who are running around?
I love Lara bars, which are like a very whole food bar that there's really nothing added. It's all, you want to be able to read every ingredient on a label and like pronounce it and know what it is, right? So there's so many additives in bars, and a lot of times a lot of sugar. So you want to do your research or reach out to somebody who can help you do research. Same thing with smoothies and protein drinks. You really got to do your research, and they could be a really good thing or they could be really not a good thing.
Yeah.
And then water, you have to drink so much water. I mean, the way to calculate how much water you should drink is to take your weight and multiply it by 2/3 or 67%, and then that equals how much water.
Oh, okay.
So mine is like 70 ounces, which I always have this guy with me here. This is like 64 ounces in this whole thing. And then if you exercise, you have to adjust that. So it's like 12 more ounces per 30 minutes of exercise. And if you start drinking a lot of water, you will notice when you haven't had enough water, and you will realize how much better you feel by this really simple change in your life.
And drinking a lot of water also makes you more full and like kind of prevents you from eating bad snacks, right? And helps with the bloating and all of that.
Yes, it's going to help you with energizing your muscles. Even if you're not like weightlifting, just your muscles are still being used throughout the day, right? It's going to help control calories, like you said. It's going to help your skin look better. I mean, it's like there's just no excuse to not drink water. And you certainly should replace a lot of the stuff you might be drinking with water.
Yeah, I know. I need to do a better job with the water for sure. Okay.
And
so
I love, real quickly, I wanted to tell you, I didn't bring it out because I just thought of it. I love infused water.
Oh, that's a great idea.
It's a lot of fun. Like there's Pinterest boards that have all kinds of different ideas, but you can go to Amazon and get an infused thing and just I love like mint and strawberries, and my kids drink a lot more water when I have it in the fridge infused.
Yeah, also. Or you can spend a lot of money, like not a lot, but I have Hint, which I love. I don't know if you've ever tried this, but it's infused water, which has nothing. It's just non-GMO plant oil, so there's nothing. Got like a hint of blackberry or whatever the fuck.
Whatever works for you.
That's my on the go option. Okay, so that's and Brooke touched on it, but she also does meal planning, which is awesome. She can do in a virtual capacity, and like I think it's a great way to kind of keep you on track or take away the thinking and or working for you, right?
Oh yeah.
So and it's a good thing, like even to get you in the habit of things if you do it for a period of time, and then it helps you to train your mind just like you train your body.
Yeah, sometimes it's just getting you going, and then you're like, wow, I can do this on my own. But some people need to get out of a rut.
Totally. And you get sick of the same things.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the body. Okay. What is the tips for?
So exercise. A good friend of mine today put a picture of her, like a selfie on Facebook, and said her car was being serviced and she had nowhere to walk and run except in a cemetery, which was a reminder to her that she said exercise is a privilege for those of us who are healthy. And I thought, Wow, that is so true. Like it really is. And I know some people have true, some issues going on with their body, but there really is something for everybody. So that's what you need to figure out first. You have to figure out what you like. Don't sign up to run a half marathon if you hate running, right?
Yeah.
And running long distances isn't even the best workout anyways. Our bodies really aren't designed. Sorry for anyone who's big into running. It's better than not doing anything, but that's not what you have to do to get in shape. So you need to figure out what works for you. If you need a buddy to hold yourself accountable, if you need a class, some people are big class people. I'm not personally. I like to do my own thing, but I have a friend, she wouldn't work out if it wasn't for her classes.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that.
Are you?
Yeah, well, I like the class because I put it in my calendar. I go, and then it's just like a date, and it's not me having to carve time out to do it on my own. So it just holds me accountable. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And that's the thing is you have to figure that out. So not everybody is the same. And you have to figure out if you're somebody who needs a trainer, hire a trainer, like go to your gym and hire someone locally, someone who's going to show up and hold you accountable. If anything, you're spending money and you don't want to waste your money on it. So not.
Sorry.
Are we good?
Yeah, sorry.
And then, or you can do something virtually. There's all kinds of different things that you can find online. That's another thing that I do, obviously, is I will send workouts to you, but you have to be disciplined and you have to do it. Unless somebody's going to come to your house or you're going to meet somebody at a gym, you're not going to do it unless you're disciplined. Yeah. And then you have to figure out what time is best for you. I'm a morning person. If it gets to be 3 o'clock, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
So the morning's the best time for me. And, you really have to understand that it's not that complicated. You don't have to go out and run 5 miles to say you've gotten in a good workout. There are just so many other even better options out there.
Yeah, and you have some like 20-minute workouts, right? That you can do from your basement or from anywhere.
Absolutely. I design, in fact, I just did this one for a client. I don't know if you can see it well. It's called a spring break workout.
Perfect.
No equipment needed. I put here, you can do it at home, on the beach, in a hotel room. And this is what I do. I mean, I just make workouts, like given, whatever the person's situation is. And, if they're like, I can bring 5-pound dumbbells with me, awesome. We'll throw in some free weight exercises. If you don't have any equipment, we can do that too. So it's fun to show your body different things and try different exercises.
And I think one thing is you can often involve your kids, right? I mean, it's ideal to not have them in the picture so you can focus. But if you have to, some of these things, like now my boys are a little older, they love trying it with me, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think it's great role modeling to involve your kids and show them. My son loves to go out on walks and runs with me, and you can visit and get in some exercise at the same time.
Yes.
But I wanted to say, the benefits for both exercise and nutrition as it applies to being a mom, being a business owner, are just huge. I mean, you're going to be more alert. You're going to have more energy. I promise you will have more energy. You'll sleep better. And your physical health in terms of your immune system improves and strengthens. I don't know what it's been like up there, Anjali, but it's been a little rough for some people down here with sickness. And, so you're going to miss less work. Your kids will miss less school if you apply all these things to your whole family and feed them well also and get them to be outside moving around or inside moving around.
Yes.
So there's really a lot of benefits to you as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, and I think you're right, like being a role model for our children and showing them the importance so they grow up that way. Okay, so we've got the food or the nutrition and the exercise. What else is on the holistic approach?
So the last two, one is sleep and stress. So
big one, right?
These are only things I know about from experience. I have, no training in sleep or stress, whatever that would be called.
I feel like I have a lot of training in stress.
Yeah. Personally, I've experienced it, and I've had to figure out how to
yes.
to work through it, you know. But I think it's so important to really focus on those things and be aware of those things. And again, what you eat and what you do physically is going to help both of those things. But as it pertains to sleep, especially, I know I sleep my best and I feel my best the next day when I've taken some time to unwind at night. And I've read a lot about this stuff. So, because it's probably the thing I struggle with the most, actually sleep and stress, and then the being intentional kind of yoga side of things are my last 2 points. That's where I struggle because I'm this like energetic person. I'm always doing stuff. And then when I go to bed, I'm like, just out. But that doesn't benefit me when I have those nights. So I've really focused on how to unwind. So journaling has been great for me. Maybe reading like some affirmations, writing down like something that I'm grateful for. I know it sounds like kind of cheesy, but it really helps. It's amazing if you just kind of take that time for yourself. I love herbal teas. There are a whole bunch of nutritional benefits to them in terms of helping you unwind and helping you sleep better. I also, I've really gotten into essential oils and using those. I think I mentioned that to you the other day.
Yeah.
But I can elaborate on that more if anybody is interested, because that's a whole other topic. But specifically, I love using a diffuser. Lavender and cedarwood are 2 young living oils that I love for nighttime. And sometimes I even put it out in my family room, like after school, like during homework, and like, just that. Calming. Just kind of, it's not going to like make you go to sleep. It just helps you relax. And there's so many other options. There's ones that help you have energy, and there's ones that help you calm down. So I just love those. But really, sleep, as it pertains to your weight and your metabolism, sleep has been studied over and over to greatly affect your weight. You make worse choices when it comes to eating when you're sleep deprived. It can alter your hormones, which can affect your appetite. So just, really, really considering that and trying to schedule that also. I'm all about scheduling all these things. Schedule when you're going to work out, make your meal plans, schedule your bedtime, and we all set alarms to get up, but we don't set alarms to go to bed.
Yeah.
So you got to like use that app that the person from last week was talking about. Finish your last thing and put a cap on it and then stop.
Yes. That's a great, yeah. And I was just listening to a podcast where this guy was saying the most effective thing he's done is had a set schedule and follow it 7 days a week, which I don't know how you do that, but the same bedtime, the same wake up time, no snooze every single day. He like credits that to his success.
Wow.
Having that schedule.
You'll have to send that to me. I'd love to hear that. Yeah. And those are some of those things, like maybe you can't do it that well, but try it, 5 days a week or something. Just try to make, like, I know you said Tuesday or Monday nights are your kind of longer night because you've got things going on Tuesday. Well, allow yourself that night and then try to stay on track for the rest of the week, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have to make it apply to your life, but just being aware of it.
Yeah, I think that's huge. And I do think when you are eating better and more active, the sleep becomes a little easier. But also they say, as you mentioned, unplugging like a half hour before, not looking at screens.
Speaking of plugging, I sleep with earplugs. And people are always like, you're not going to hear your kids if they need you. Oh, no, I would still hear my kids. But truly, I have these like wax earplugs, and my husband kind of snores a little bit sometimes. And I'm uber aware of any noise that happens in the house, or we have train tracks kind of near us. I can hear trains. It really is life-changing. So some people say, my husband snores and I just deal with it. No.
Does it really tune out the snoring?
Oh my gosh, I don't hear any of it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I need that. I need the good earplugs that you're talking about.
Oh, they're great. Target, everywhere has them.
That can be life-altering for those of us who have companions who snore.
Yes. Yes. I
Um,
mean, it's really wonderful.
okay, I'm glad to know I'm not alone in that one.
Yes.
Okay, so that was the sleep, and then the stress, was that just kind of the
Yeah,
same in the
stress,
same
it
vein?
just kind of ties in. All of the calming thing, the teas and the oils. Um,
What are the
what
teas that
else?
are supposed? Is it just like the peppermint and the chamomile, or is there
Yeah,
any others?
I mean, they have ones. They have fun ones. I think it's the Yogi brand. There's also, oh, I'm totally spacing. I should have brought those out so I could show you guys. I can take pictures and send them. But really, if you any of the organic ones, I mean, that's something I'm not going to get into in this conversation. But I'm really big on the quality of what you're consuming. Also, traditional medicine. You haven't seen that one?
No, but maybe you could post it in the comments afterwards.
But they have fun ones. They have ones called like nighttime or sleepy eyes or yeah.
Yeah.
And they have ones for kids. If
I've
you
started doing that like every night, having
yeah.
the warm herbal tea. And then, it's also, you feel like water is still in there, right? So it's,
Oh, yeah.
but instead of a glass of wine,
Yes. Or have a
doing,
glass of wine, but finish that earlier and
yes.
then take time to have some tea and to unwind.
Yeah. It does really make you feel like,
It
I
does.
yeah.
Some
Yeah.
of these things that seem so simple are so huge and impactful.
Yes, absolutely. Which takes us to the last one, which I think is one I'm constantly trying to work on, but is a lot harder to do. So talk to us about the intent, like setting the intention.
Yeah. So intention, just in case you're not familiar, this is actually a big topic right now. I feel like a lot of people, and it's so fun to hear so many people are thinking about this, especially this day and age with as quick, fast paced as everything is.
Yeah.
But it means just really making decisions with intent. And maybe your intent is there, but something changes. That's fine. But just considering what you're going to be doing. So, for example, when you're eating, try to sit down and eat your food. If you have to eat and run, fine. That's when a really great, like super full, nutrient packed smoothie would come in. That's fine. I do that. There's certainly times. I rarely sit down and eat breakfast and like really enjoy it. Try to have at least one meal. Dinner is great when you're with your family. Have all the screens off. We don't ever watch TV when we're eating unless it's like movie night on Fridays. A lot of times we'll do that, but otherwise we just talk and, just enjoying your food and back to gratitude, being grateful for your food. We talk to our kids about that all the time when, if they're complaining about something that they're eating, just try it and then be grateful that you have the food that you have. Right.
Yeah.
So put good quality food in front of yourself and eat it and enjoy it. And again, that sounds so simple, but it'll also help with you not getting into mindless eating where that's the thing with the TV. A lot of times you just eat and eat and you're like, oh my gosh, I just ate. Even if it's like good quality chips, like you maybe eat the whole bag, right? So just, put a bowl of popcorn and then that's all you have. So just thinking about what you're doing and what you're putting into your mouth. Also, being intentional about expressing gratitude every day. There's so many health benefits to sending somebody a text message and just saying, hey, I just wanted to let you know that when we talked the other day, you said this and it really made me happy. Or, just thinking about that, telling your kids something that they said or did that makes you feel happy. We get so into this like fast-paced, stressed-out mode, and we're going from one thing to the next. We forget to stop and really just think about even something small that makes us feel grateful and happy. One thing that they talk about all the time, if you read about this, is making your bed every morning. So they characterize this as a keystone habit. So if it's something that you do first thing in the morning, it can trigger other successful habits throughout the day. So I have a friend that not only she does that, but she writes an affirmation every morning, and she's really into essential oils. So she has an oil that she like smells and kind of like puts on her face. And like she said, it just really starts her day off wonderfully. I do the bed thing, but I'm not as good. I kind of, that's it. And then just,
even that's hard to do. So kudos to you for doing that. Cause I know.
you have to. It's part of my morning. I feel unorganized if I don't.
Totally.
And then just pausing and taking a deep breath. It's amazing how just breathing can help you. So if you're in a moment of stress, you can literally take like a whole minute, just one, and just breathe. Just like deep breaths. That's what they teach you in yoga. So you just deep in through your nose and out through your mouth. And, just thinking about what it is that you're worried about or you're anxious about or upset about, whatever it is. And just don't discount that part of all of this, because that's really important. And I was going to show you, I also have this yoga deck, and talk about something that kids like to do. One of the twins, Emma Jane, she loves these. Like, she'll get this out in a yoga mat and just start practicing. They just have like every different pose. Like, here's an example of one. And just, you could incorporate that into your evening unwinding time. It's really beneficial. It's something I'm so focused on this year. It was kind of I don't do resolutions, but it's my thing I'm working on for this year. Because again, I have trouble slowing down.
Everything else we talked about, like you train yourself and then your mind starts to think that way more, right? Or you
Exactly.
Awesome. Okay, so as we're winding down, we didn't have many comments, but I'm assuming you guys are going to watch the replay and comment. So Brooke and I will check throughout the week to answer any of your questions. Brooke, where do people find you online if they want more information on the meal planning or the virtual training or just to follow you?
Okay. It's all Clean Living by Brooke Hausch. So the website is Clean Living by Brooke Hausch. The Instagram is at Clean Living by Brooke Hausch, and my Facebook page is Clean Living by Brooke Hausch. I don't do Twitter.
Like show her in action doing poses, or sometimes share one of those quick workouts like she showed you. So definitely worth following her for ongoing tips. And hopefully, comment below. We would love to hear if you have other tips for integrating kind of some of these healthy ways of life into your everyday life, or if you're able to take one of Brooke's tips and run with it. I love hearing that too. Anything else you want to say, Brooke, as we close out?
Can't think of anything else. Just please, comment, email me, message me if you have any questions at all. I would love to help.
And I think I put this on in somewhere, Instagram or somewhere, but I think, and I think you'd agree, Brooke, like it's a lifestyle, it's a way of life. So it is really, I think I've said this so many times, but I really believe it's like you train your mind and you train your body and all of this kind of stuff. So it's just kind of the more you do it, the more easier it becomes. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like with anything, it's a habit you have to get into, and then there's really no turning back. You might slack a little bit here and there, right?
Girl Scout cookies for me, but
right? And then you're like so excited to get back. It's really not that hard to get going with these things. You just have to decide you're going to do it and schedule it and commit to it.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Anyone have any comments or questions before we sign off? If not, I'll be coming to you live next week on Tuesday. I think it's just going to be me. So stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, keep up the activity in the tribe. Today I posted about business resources that I posted a bunch that I'm loving on my site, some books and podcasts that I really like, and others have chimed in as well. So we would love to hear from you on those resources that you're loving right now. So comment and kind of stay active in the tribe. And until next week, have a great week. See you later.